It blows me away that on a beautiful Monday morning we have so many people coming out to an event. Last night we had about 1,100 people out in Salem. We're drawing huge turnouts all over this country in Iowa, Nevada, South Carolina. So we're really feeling good about the campaign. We think we have a great deal of momentum. We think we could win here in New Hampshire. We're doing well in Iowa. And I think we have the wind at our backs. And I think the bottom line reason as to why people are responding to our message is they understand that there is something profoundly wrong in a country when the middle class of this country continues to disappear and almost all new income and wealth is going to the people at the top. And people don't think that is what America should be. They want to see an economy that works for all of our people and not just a handful of billionaires. And that's been the message that we have been bringing forth, and I think it's a message that is resonating. And I think, by the way, as more and more people get to know Bernie Sanders and get to know our message, it's going to increasingly resonate. You know, one of the disadvantages, obviously, we've had in this campaign is I am the senator of a very small state. When we started this campaign, I think it's probably fair to say that 80–90% of the American people didn't even know who Bernie Sanders was, let alone what his views are. That's changing. But there are still millions of people, working people, who are not familiar with our ideas, and our job is to get around the country and keep talking about creating an economy that works for all of us and not just the people on top. So that's why I think we're doing well. All right, a few questions.
Senator, your thoughts on Joe Biden potentially getting into this race?
Yeah. I have known Joe Biden for many years. We served in the Senate together for 6 years, and you're not going to find a guy who's more decent than Joe Biden is. What I promise Joe, if he decides to get into the race, is that I will, as I have done up to now, run an issue-oriented campaign. Joe's views, I suspect and I know, on a number of issues are different than mine. And what the American people are entitled to is a serious debate on serious issues. Politics is not a soap opera. We should not be going around making terrible attacks on each other. Let's debate the issues. And if Joe comes in, that's what I will do. What impact it will have on the race, I honestly don't know. I mean, I honestly wish I could tell you, but I don't. Will it help or hurt me? Will it help or hurt Hillary Clinton? I just don't know.
Are you concerned that he had a meeting the other day with Elizabeth Warren back in Washington, D.C.?
Well, you know, I've had many meetings with Elizabeth Warren. She's a very, very good friend of mine. We meet with different people. I think that, to be honest with you, and this is not a comment on Joe, bottom line is I think people understand that there is something profoundly wrong today with establishment politics, that we need some bold ideas to resurrect the middle class of this country, to address poverty, to address income and wealth inequality. And I got to tell you, as I go around this country, you cannot appreciate how disgusted people are with a campaign finance system that allows billionaires to buy elections. There is profound anger and disgust with that. So, you know, we will say, I'm not going to speculate. If you know more than I do, I don't know whether
Senator,
Joe Biden is going to get it.
Most pundits think that his inclusion in this race is a direct result of the frontrunner Hillary Clinton's vulnerability. Do you sense that vulnerability?
Well, I think the evidence is pretty clear. We are gaining. And I think what the polls seem to indicate is that Hillary Clinton's support seems to be receding a bit. But we've got a long way to go. Joe would be a formidable opponent. I'm not sure who politically it would help. But if he gets in, again, the point that I want to make, I know sometimes in the media you think I beat you up. And I don't, it's not personal. I'm not being treated, you've never heard me say I'm being treated unfairly, and that's not my point. What the American people want to know is how we reverse the decline of the middle class, how we address poverty, why we're the only major country on earth that doesn't have a family and medical leave policy. And those are the issues that I'm going to stay on. So thank you all very much.
Senator, on the media, today you lumped the media, corporate media particularly, in with the Koch brothers, Wall Street, corporations, things that you talk about a lot and criticize a lot.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with the way that you're covered? And
No.
do you think it's a winning issue to go after the media?
Let me repeat this, and thanks for asking the question. No, I don't have a problem with the way I'm covered. Do I think I'm being covered any better or worse than other candidates? I don't. Has anyone ever heard me say that? Anyone say, gee, you're being unfair to me? I've never said that. But this is what I will say. I want you to talk about and force discussion about climate change. Do you think you do that enough? I would like you to force discussion on poverty in America. I have talked over and over again that 51% of African American kids are unemployed or underemployed. Do you think that's an important issue? I do. You're going to discuss it. So what I am asking you is help me. I mean, no one is, I'm not taking any of this personal. The American people want a discussion on the real issues. They don't really care that Marco Rubio threw a football and hit some kid in the head. Not one of the great issues facing our society. They do want to know how people feel on Social Security, how people feel about whether or not we should join the rest of the world and guarantee health care to all people. How do we create the millions of jobs this country desperately needs? I apologize. I got people waiting for me.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.